Hey everybody, thank you for joining us again. I'm back with Curt Soloff. Hey Curt, thanks so much for making the time.
Yeah, you bet. Glad to be here.
So Curt, I let you know I played a hand recently on BPO. I struggled with it, and then the results showed that there was a real range. If I remember correctly, most folks made the contract, but how many tricks they won varied. And I have to admit, I started panicking a little in the very first trick. Why don't we load up the hand? And I think basically, to quickly summarize, and for folks playing ACL, East might open something different. We'll see why. But South, no matter your bidding system, Curt, we'll all probably overcall one no trump here, right?
Yeah, looks like a very normal overcall, and generally that range gets stretched out another point. If you normally play, say, a 15 to 17 no trump, a no trump overcall can certainly be 15 to 18, and we like this better than a alternative call, perhaps of double. I mean, you've got an awfully nice hand. You may be tempted to double, but a little bit of a flaw in that hand in only having two spades, which would make it kind of an imperfect double. Now, if you're going to make that kind of a double, sure, we'd like the spades to be as good as the ace king. But the point remains that partner may, and in fact, on this hand, would respond to the double with spades, and you'd be leaving partner perhaps in a 4-2 fit. And if your plan was to double, and if partner bids spades, fix that by correcting the no trump, well, then that takes us to where we are now, which is you could just overcall a no trump the first time.
Keep things simple. Now, as so we know East opened the bidding. So already I'm nervous because I know, okay, East has a lot of strength, all the strength on one side, someone to watch out for. But very first trick, we see that East has a void in hearts, which means that West has a long heart suit, and we're playing in one no trump. This is usually when I start sweating. I'm hoping that you can help us out, talk us through what our thought process should be when we're playing in no trumps, but we realize the distribution of the defenders is interesting.
Well, and I would start with try not to panic. That would be point number one, because
step one, don't panic.
So this is kind of a good news, bad news proposition, right? And we understand the heart lead since we have 7 hearts between the north and south hands. We know that West started with a 6-card suit here, right? This is and it's clearly a 6-card suit headed by the Queen Jack. Now, if they get that suit set up, that would be a concern. On the other hand, because East opened and we never heard from West, and look, partner's got a pretty good hand. In fact, partner has an absolute maximum passed hand. Some people might even be inviting with that north hand. So the dummy has kindly shown up with 8 high card points, which doesn't leave much room for West to have much of anything beyond that Queen Jack of hearts that is marked on this opening lead.
Right.
And that's good news because if West can't get in, West is never going to get those long hearts set up. So we can alleviate that concern, I think, right away.
That's so helpful. And for us to be able to start visualizing where all the other important cards are. East, of course, will have them.
Yeah, we expect East to have just about everything else.
Okay.
And so, of course, we can start here by playing.
Let's see. Click on my name and then.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, we want to see the whole hand here.
And I think if you click exit, you'll be able to play through from all 4.
All right. And you get to let's see here. Oh,
yeah. Click on. There you go.
There we go. That's what we want. Jeez, that's the most trouble I've ever had getting an 8 out of my hand. But the 8 is a winner here. So we talk about in no trump, perhaps in contrast to suit play. Suit contracts, we're normally looking at, okay, what losers do we have, and can we make any of those losers go away? But no
Right.
trump, we take a different tack and we want to count winners and then
Yeah.
see if we can develop additional winners.
Yeah.
Well, how many winners do we have right now at this very moment? Well, with this 8 of hearts and the ace and king are guaranteed winners. That's 3
Mm.
heart tricks. We do have the top 3 spades. So now there's a little blockage issue in the spades, right? If we're going to collect that queen, we will have to get the ace and king played. And we're going to have to use an entry somewhere else in the dummy to get to that queen. But ultimately, that would be 6 tricks from the majors. And then to make the contract, we only need 1 more trick from the minors. And looking at the king jack of diamonds in hand, and the queen and dummy, this looks like a good prospect for a 7th trick and probably an 8th trick even. So
And
we might
again,
even
we know where the ace is. We know where the ace of diamonds is.
Yeah, and so one thing that I might do here, it would be nice to see if I could create another entry to the dummy. Now, I don't know if East is going to oblige us, but one thing we know for sure is that to start making winners out of these diamonds, we've got to knock out the ace, right? That ace of diamonds is an unavoidable loser for us.
Right.
So I think the first thing I would do is knock out that ace of diamonds.
Okay.
Now, we could lead small to the queen, and then it probably will get covered by the ace. I think what I would do, and this is perhaps, I don't know that it's really a ruse, but I would like to, if possible, create a second dummy entry besides that ace of hearts. We can get into the why of that. Now, East may not oblige us, right? So rather than leaning small to the queen, I would try the jack from my hand here. And what I'm hoping is that East goes ahead and grabs the ace of diamonds. Now that queen is a second entry to the board.
Right. Now, what if East ducks?
I think a savvy East trying to prevent a dummy entry would do just that.
Okay.
And
right.
would go ahead and let you have your jack of diamonds.
Now, do you do the same thing with the diamond king now?
We could try that. Although this does give us, and we can set up a second diamond winner. But notice what this also does is we may be setting up another diamond winner for the defense, right?
Right.
So what would we do here? Okay, yeah, sure. We can try the king of diamonds. Wes is going to have to find a discard. So I guess we'll pitch something not needed, like a little spade here. And yeah, let's have East duck a second time, right?
How annoying.
Remember, Bajir is in the declare seat here, so I want to put him to the test and defend to the max here and see if I can make this as challenging as possible.
Yeah, well, usually it should feel good when you're winning tricks, but just come on, just lay down that ace.
Yeah, okay. And of course, the problem at this point is if we play another diamond, then we set up an additional diamond winner for the defense. So, look, if they were savvy enough to duck both those diamonds, then I think we probably need to abandon the diamond suit.
Right.
And start dealing. Well, let's deal with our spades while we still have a dummy entry, right?
Right. So now we only have the ace heart entry to dummy. So we want to get the 2 sure spade winners before we cross to lead.
Yeah, and this, of course, this is what we refer to as unblocking, or quite simply, getting out of our own way, right?
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and play a couple rounds of spades. All right, and now we can go to the dummy with a heart. If West is not asleep at the switch, then they need to cover that 9 of hearts and make sure you don't try to sneak that 9 through, although your plan was to play the ace anyhow, right? So you could be on the board. All right. And well, now East has to find a discard here. So we'll have East pitch a club. And now while you're here, now or never, better take that queen of spades, right?
Right.
Now, probably hoping when you play the queen of spades that we'll see the jack fall under it. Perhaps wishful thinking here. It's not going to happen. So I guess we'll discard a losing diamond there.
So unfortunately, at this point, we realize, okay, East is gonna, once East gets the lead, East has that jack sitting there, but nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, so we've set up. Yes, we've set up a couple winners for East here, but notice where we are. We've taken 7 tricks. The King of Hearts is still in our hand.
Yeah.
So that card is guaranteed. How greedy are you feeling? Are you going for maximum tricks here?
Let's be greedy, especially because what really when I compared the results, I if I remember correctly, I made the contract. I think I made an extra trick, but there were other people who made more, and I wanted to know what they did. And again, maybe it always comes to that question of how greedy do you want to try to be?
Yeah, and that depends largely on the format you're playing. Of course, if you're playing match points, every over trick is precious. If you're playing imps, making your contract as the priority, well, we've done that. I mean, you're definitely getting a plus score here
Yeah.
for making your 1-no. So this is really pretty safe, especially because we know East has everything else that matters. In particular, that ace of clubs. Right. And I think, even without seeing the hand double dummy, I think East must have the ace and queen of clubs.
Right.
But I think we can go ahead and lead a club off the dummy. And East is going to have a bit of a problem here, right?
Right.
So what do you do if you're East? I mean, you've got some winners to cash. You could duck this club, I suppose, but you're going to end up being kind of stuck here in these, right? So maybe we'll go ahead and rise ace.
Okay.
And then the jack of spades is a winner, right? So East will cash that. And the diamonds are winners. Well, what are we going to pitch for? We're going to have to find pitches from our hand. So we'll plan on pitching the 10 of hearts as dummy's queen gets squashed. And then East has set up the 5th diamond here, the 10.
And sitting south here, this is where we need to really remember, sure, West has some hearts which could win, but without an entry to West, we could dump that heart. We need to protect against East.
Yeah, if we needed to guard the club, we could conceivably throw that King of Hearts away. Although here we can actually keep it and just dump our Jack of Clubs.
Oh wow!
And now East really has no choice but to put us in our hand. So we'll just say it doesn't matter whether they exit 10 of clubs or queen of clubs.
We're still going to win it. And now
we're still going to win it. And lo and behold, we've come to 9 tricks here.
Curt, you make it look so easy.
Yeah, 9 tricks easy. How about that? We made a game. If only we had bid it, right?
Mm.
Kind of hard to do when partner doesn't respond to your one no, but I have a lot of sympathy for the pass here. So, and I wonder if this qualifies as a what might be called a stepping stone squeeze,
Huh.
where East was left with no choice but to lead to your hand, which you might not have otherwise had access to.
How
The
about
dummy
that?
still did have a heart, so you could have come to your hand earlier with the heart. But if you had cashed out with your 8th trick on the king of hearts, then you would have been stuck in your hand and you would have had to lead the clubs out of your hand. But we wanted to lead toward our hand and take advantage of the ability to do that while we were in dummy.
Mm. And gosh, it's beautiful. Squeezes in general still just amaze me, and the beauty of them. Stepping stone squeeze. This is cool, right? One sees how East is being squeezed in a sense, even if it's not in the. Even though we're squeezing East, knowing that East will be able to still get a few more winners, we know that later on it's going to have to come back to us.
Exactly.
Oh, beautiful. And this was just a random hand, Curt.
Hey, a lot of the random hands are the best hands, right?
Well, thank you so much for guiding us through that. We'll definitely need to have you show us a few more, help us find our way through a few more.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for watching this. If you come across an interesting hand or perhaps something you think might be a stepping stone squeeze, let us know. Maybe we could ring Curt up and we'll take another look. Thank you, Curt.
Thanks so much.
Bye, all.